graders, starting chapter 3. This is page 81. All right. Izzy's party store. Party invitations come in packages of 8. How many invitations are in 10 packages? 100 packages? 1,000 packages? Solve this problem any way you choose. Well, so party invitations come in packages of 8. Well, what's 8 times 10? I'm just going to write this down here. 8 times 10, you know that's 80. What's 8 times 100? That's 800. And 8 times 1,000, that is 8,000. You should be noticing a pattern. 1 0, 1 0, 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 3 zeros. What do you think 8 times 10,000 would be? It'd be 80,000, and we see the same number of zeros. I also just want to point out to you guys, 8 times 10 to the first is also 80. 8 times 10 squared. What's 10 squared? That's 100. That's going to be 800. And 8 times 10 cubed, that's 1,000. That's going to be 8,000. Okay? What patterns do you notice in your work above? Well, we should be noticing, well, let's see here. How could we phrase that? Let me see here. The answers. Have the same number of zeros as the number of packages. All right. Next page. Let's see here. It says each place value is the number 10 times the value of the place to the right. The place value chart shows this relationship for the number 4. Look for patterns. Okay. So let's see here. 10 times greater than 4 is 40. 10 times greater than 40 is 400. 10 times greater than 400 is 4,000. 10 times greater than 40,000 is 400,000. So I think you guys understand that. We touched on this in the first chapter. Find 32 times 10,000 by using place value relationships. So 32 times 1 is 32. 32 times 10, you just add a 0. 32 times 100, add 2 zeros. 32 times 1,000, 3 zeros. 10,000, 4 zeros. All right? And then, as I pointed out a couple minutes ago, instead of using standard form, this is in standard form, using the power of exponents. So 32 times 1, that's the same thing as 32 times 10 to the 0. Anything with an exponent of 0, anything, is equivalent to 1. So that is 32 times 1. 32 times 10 is 32 times 10 to the first, which is 320. And 32 times 10 squared, that's 32 times 100. 2 zeros. And then 32 times 10 cubed, zeros. To the fourth, 4 zeros. All right? And I'm not worried about this. Well, let's see here. Do I want to worry about that? Nellie says that 60 times 1,000 is 6,000. Well, Nellie's correct about that, because there are 3 zeros in 1,000. Kara says that 60 times 1,000 is 60,000. Well, Kara is wrong. So Nellie is correct. Because let's see, there are 3 zeros in 1,000. So the answer is 6,000. All right. So here's the meat. 83 and 84. Do you understand how many zeros will there be in a product of 39 times 1,000? Okay, that's the first question. All right. So the answer is 3. There's going to be 3 zeros. How many zeros will there be in a product of 50 times 1,000? So I'm just going to put a comma because the second answer is 4, because we have 1 0 there already and then 3 more. So the answers are 3 and 4. You could put actually a semicolon between those. 2, explain how to find the product of 90 times 10 to the 4th. So you could write 10 to the 4th is equal to 1 and 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should have a comma there, not there. All right. So 90 times 10,000 is, how many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then where do we know to put the comma? Count over 3. 1, 2, 3, 900,000. All right. Use reasoning to fill in the missing numbers. You guys can do these. That's easy. Number 6. These are easy too. Let's see here. Let me do this one. 30 times 1 equals 30. 30 times 10 equals 300. 30 times 100 equals 3,000. 30 times 10,000 equals 30,000. 30 times 10,000 is 300,000. How about this one over here? 90 times 1 is what? 90. 90 times 10 to the first power is 900, because that's 90 times 10. 90 times 10 squared, there's 2 zeros there, and we already have a 0 there, so that's 9,000, because there's 2 zeros here plus 1 more, and that's going to be 90,000. 3 zeros plus 1 more, and 90 times 10 to the 4th is 900,000. 4 zeros plus 1 is a total of 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think you guys can do these. Use reasoning to fill in the missing numbers. Oh, that's an exponent. I was looking at that thinking, what are they talking about there? 52 times 10 to the what? 4th power is 520,000. So how do we know that? Because I can just put 52, and then how many zeros do I add? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my comma goes right there, and that's 520,000. All right. So here, there's another exponent, just like we did this one here. All right, you guys could do those. Next page. Look at number 20 here up at the top. At a football championship game, the home team gave a football to each of the first 100 fans who arrived at the stadium. Wow, how nice. Each football costed $28. How much did the team 28 times 100. How many zeros do I add to 28? That's easy. 2, 8. How many zeros do I add? 2 zeros. 1, 2. Where does the comma go? Between the 2 and the 8. What do not want to forget? The dollar sign. So $2,800. I could put a decimal there and put 2 little zeros. That represents the cents. That almost looks like kind of a crazy looking 3. I'll white that out and fix it. Gotta love whiteout. This looks a little better. Okay. All right. 21. Without multiplying, tell which expression is greater. 93 times 10 to the third or 11 times 10 to the fourth. How do you know? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Well, without multiplying, well, I mean, you that's silly, because you're going to multiply in your head. I mean, so let's just do this. 93 times 10 to the third. How many zeros do I add? 1, 2, 3. Where's the comma go? Right there. I guess that's not really multiplying, but I am kind of well, I don't know. I think it is multiplying, but anyways, so 11 times 10 to the fourth, 11. How many zeros do I add? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the comma go? Right there. Which is larger? Well, I'd say 110,000 is larger. How do I know? Because I multiplied it. I figured it out. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. Anyways, scratch out. You know, sometimes they ask these things, and I should write my own math book. A truck is carrying 10 squared bushels of onions, 10 to the first bushels of peaches, which is just 10, and 10 cubed bushels of corn. What's the total weight of the crops? Weight per bushel in pounds. So 10 squared bushels of onions. So that's going to be onions. That's going to be 100. And peaches equals 10. And corn equals 1,000. What's the total weight of the crop? So I think we're going to need something over here. Weight per bushel. All right, so let's look at the onions first. So if they're carrying 100 bushels of onions and each bushel weighs 57 pounds, how many pounds of onions total would it have? So it's going to be 57, add 2 zeros, 5,700. See what I did there? Peaches, 50 pounds per bushel. How many bushels? 10, so it's going to be 50 times 10. What's that? 500. And then corn's 1,000 ears of corn, and the corn is 70. So we add a 0 there and 3 more zeros, so 70. 1, 2, 3. All right. So there you go. Total those up. Somebody loves me. I have my phone ringing somewhere. All right. Let's see here. I think you do 23, 24. There are 2,000 pounds and 1 ton. United States, the weight limit for a truck and cargo is 40 tons. How many pounds is that? Okay. So it's going to be 2,000 times 40. Okay. Make sure your answer is in pounds. Which is equivalent to multiplying a number by 10 to the fourth? How many is 10 to the fourth? How many zeros do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right, that's it for your homework help. Next one is 3-2. I think you guys are good to go.